What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So on this video, I basically want to go over how I make over 6 figures in revenue per month with making over 10K in profit, basically while also running the business for like less than 15 hours a week. All right, so but without further ado, guys, before we get straight into it, be sure to smash that like button. It helps improve the algorithm and really help reach these and really push this video to other people who may be interested as well. So just asking for that favor. But as always, guys, let's get straight into it though. So when it comes to scaling up your Amazon business, one of the most end goals that you want to have for this business is to basically take yourself out of the business. All right, there's a whole saying when it comes to business that you want to work on your business and not in your business. Now, back when I was starting my business and just trying to learn the basics and grow and scale and whatnot, I would hear this from like other Amazon sellers, entrepreneurs in general, and it never made sense to me. I was like, "What are you guys talking about? like you mean work on the business, not in the business?" And so, but now obviously with years and time and knowledge that has passed by, I understand fully what that means now. So as you start your Amazon journey, and I'll be breaking it down basically. You start the process of working on everything yourself, right? You start by setting up the software, learning how to, work out Seller Central, read Keepa charts, keep track of your own numbers, reprice your own products, sourcing all by yourself, probably even prepping all by yourself. So in the beginning, you're basically doing everything, right? Like everything, step 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to like step 100. And so that's the definition of working in the business. All right. Basically, you're in the business. That means if something happens to you, maybe you get injured, maybe an emergency comes up, your business stops working. Okay, because you have basically committed yourself to working in the business. And so in the beginning, that's perfectly normal. You're working tons of hours. I mean, you're basically almost working a full-time job at while doing it part-time. Or at least I was, back in my days. But still, you're putting in some extra hours and you're really grinding it out, right? You're working all these extra hours, just, knocking it out, learning, going through the phases and really just trying to, scale your business. But at a certain point, you actually need to start thinking about outsourcing your business, all right? And this is where working on the business comes in. And so basically, these are the processes, these are the steps that I basically have taken in my business that have helped me grow from like the 10, 20, 30, 50K months onwards to the 100K months, 120, 130, whatever that number may be, while also working less in the actual business. Okay, and by working less in the business, I'm basically not doing really much in the actual business. So let me explain further. So working on the business is basically you start outsourcing certain tasks in your business, right? So it could be the prepping. I always advise people outsource your prepping first as much as possible, because coming from my experience, I definitely worked on prepping in the business way too much back then, but that's because I just wasn't aware of the mindset of how that aspect was to outsource in that aspect. And so yeah, like for example, prepping, whether it's through a prep center, offsetting that work to someone else somewhere else, or hiring in-house workers like how we do it, you're basically taking yourself out of prepping any products, right? So you're not labeling anything, you're not polybagging anything, you're not boxing anything. You're basically not even touching the product, if rarely at all, right? Every once in a while, I'll have to touch a product just to like move it or something like that. But it's very low. I mean, like nothing basically. All right. So maybe 1 hour max, right? So, but yeah, so that's one aspect of working on the business, is that you're, getting yourself out, right? So if something happens to me, as far as the prepping wise, it's still going, right? It's still growing, it's still continuing. The work is being moved, and yeah, so the business is still continuing. Now, another aspect of the business that you can also outsource to, work less is, outsourcing maybe some sourcing to like a VA, aka a virtual assistant. Now in the Amazon space, it's common to get one from the Philippines using, onlinejobs.ph. Basically, you hire someone, you train them well, and you basically, train them in whatever you want them to do, right? So maybe it could be simple admin tasks like dealing with Google Sheets and putting, tracking order numbers, reaching out to suppliers, finding suppliers, or just really anything that's taking up valuable time from you personally, okay? And so, you start doing this, you start outsourcing that aspect, and, you start freeing up yourself, a bit more time, right? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to outsourcing, you really want to outsource yourself to where you're doing the most valuable thing, which is either sourcing new products, reaching out to suppliers, reaching out to brands, distributors, wholesalers, whatever it may be, the thing that's going to, push you to the next level in your business. That's what you need to focus on and outsource basically everything else, okay? That means you're working on the business and just, focus straightforward on growing the business. So, that's basically the steps I've done, right? So I've outsourced the prepping, I've outsourced some sourcing to my personal VAs. So they basically source the wholesale catalogs that we receive, okay? Another aspect is repricing. At a certain point, you have too many SKUs. You definitely want to get a repricer like Seller Snap and just, have that automated for you so that you're not wasting your time on your phone just all day trying to reprice your products, okay? And so little by little, you're outsourcing your business, and that's helping you grow more and more. And that's basically what's helped me grow more and more. And realistically, you get to a certain point where you're basically almost doing nothing, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, obviously you still got to source some stuff, come up maybe with the VA or even your preppers and whatnot, which is very rare if any. But still, when it comes down to it, at this point in my business, I'm working way less than almost a lot of Amazon sellers are in their business, or even someone at a 9 to 5. I mean, people at a 9 to 5 have to work 40 hours minimum for a full-time paycheck, right? And I'm working like 15 hours a week and still hitting some very high numbers, all right? And so, yeah, these are just some of the steps of how I basically was able to scale my business and take myself out of the business, by at least 80 to 90% off, all right? And so, yeah, I mean, that's just how the process is. And for those of you who are watching this and want to, get to a similar position, I mean, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some work. But I will say it is definitely worth it when you really don't have to worry about really much anything else aside from like approving products or leads or whatever it may be, reaching out to suppliers, calling suppliers, emailing suppliers. And, that's basically what the day-to-day looks like, right? Because my day-to-day, I wake up, I look for, I go over the leads that my VAs, have sourced through the catalogs. And then I'm just double checking, approving or not approving, going over why this is or why this doesn't work. And so, yeah, I mean, and after that, I just go through some small little tests that I may need to checking emails, checking products, if I need to reprice anything, change the mins or maxes. And yeah, aside from that, if my crew needs anything, I just tend to them, give them tape or whatever they need, go get them food and stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it really, helps basically do very less. And it frees up time for much, other stuff, right? So like for me, family time for sure, working on content like this, working on like Instagram stuff, reels, other site stuff, the Discord I have running, it helps me focus on that too for anybody who needs help. And so, being able to outsource so much of the business has helped me grow and just free up so much time. And I really advise to a lot of you who are still watching this part of the video to really consider outsourcing as much as possible, quickly, but, the correctly. So, don't rush it either. Take your time with it, but at the same time, don't hold it off too long either. Because personally, I think I held it off way too long just because I wasn't aware of, a lot of these outsourcing things that I could have done. But better late than never, right? And so, yeah, now I'm in a position where, like I said, I work for less than 15 hours per week. I'm making, pretty decent money now, monthly. And the business will just continue to grow or stop if I ever want to stop it at a certain point, right? So, but yeah, guys, and that's basically how, my process of being able to make 6 figures in revenue per month with over 5 figures in profit monthly while working less is basically flat out, all right? There's no secret sauce. There's no secret this or that. It just really comes down to outsourcing parts of your business. And I guarantee once you outsource parts of your business, you're gonna wish that you did it sooner. So, but all in all, guys, that is it. I hope you got some value from this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And as always, I will see you on the next one. All right, guys. So peace.